Do you have a dirty little secret? Welcome to the club.
And you're all invited.
The first rule of the Dirty Little Secrets Club is tell everyone about the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
We're handing out memberships, free of charge.
Step up to the VIP line and let Dayna and Brimstone take you on a weekly ride of secrets and debauchery.
Now buckle up, Buttercup, because things are about to get heated on the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
Welcome, everybody, to the second edition of the Dirty Little Secrets Club. I am your host, Brimstone, and we've got...
Dayna Pereira.
And let me tell you, the two of us are ready to go. We're raring, we're ready, we're willing and able to throw all of your dirty little secrets out into the ether. Why? Because you need to get it off your chest, right?
That's right. Yeah. You know what? I'm actually really excited about this because our first episode went over so well. All of the feedback that we've been getting, now I'm fucking pumped. I'm like, yes, let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like, you know, the first one out, it's like, all right, we're kind of feeling our way through it. And, you know, now that we're second time around, I think we're going to be golden. And we've gotten so much response and so many dirty little secrets that I'm ready, willing, and able to talk about.
That was one of my favorite parts was we said, give us your dirty little secrets, and holy fuck, we got some dirty little secrets. They just kept rolling in, and like I expected, we'll get a few here and there. No, we got a ton of them, and I am so excited. Keep those dirty little secrets rolling in. We are stoked about it.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming. You know what the best part about this is? Audience participation. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, we could take things off the internet. We could make things up, but there's no authenticity in that. We want to be authentic. We want to talk about your dirty little secrets. This way, again, you can get them off your chest and we can have fun with it. And again, we're not judging. We might joke around, we might play, but you know, we're not judging you. We feel that everybody has the right to be themselves. So, you ready to get moving?
I am ready.
All right. You want to start or you want me to start? It's up to you.
I will kick us off with this one. It says, I used to write erotica stories for an adult website that offered personalized stories for a small fee. Ooh. I received a request for a story. It had the basics, nothing too risque. Then I noticed the return email address was my mother-in-law.
Whoa! Okay. Wow. Okay. Now I'm gonna be square with everybody right now, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a dirty little secret of mine, which is not crazy, but it's something I didn't want to necessarily talk about. My mother had passed a few years ago, as you know, and some of my fans know. But what do you call it? You know, I've had to not only clean out her house, I also had to clean out my grandparents' house, and a lot of my grandparents' stuff found its way over to my mother's house. So that being said, I found all of their dirty little secrets and dirty little contraptions and all that jazz that I never wanted to know about. I didn't want to be that. I didn't need to know what the hell you diddled yourself with. That's not my thing. My grandma and grandpa apparently had a very healthy sex life, as did my mother. That being said, you know, I don't know what I would have done if my mother would have, you know, sent in, or my mother-in-law. God, no, my mother-in-law, if she sent something in, you know, oh my God, a story. Wow. I want to know what the story's about. What was the story about?
I know. Well, I mean, he did say it was nothing too risque, but we don't like to think of our parents or our grandparents as being like sexual beings, you know? And then again, we're like, well, how else do you think you got here?
Wow. You know what? It's funny because I'm sitting here going, well, I got it from somewhere. I thought it was just from my father. My parents were divorced, and I know my father's a freaky deek. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, with my... So what the hell is this? Why? No, no. So, yeah. All right, so kudos there. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, if you're going to submit, especially something juicy like that, please continue. We need to know what it's about, right? Come on,
Give us some of those details.
Listen, Day needs the details. That's what it is. She wants to tell all the whole story.
Listen, I'm gonna take that home, and it's gonna spice up my bedroom too. So you give me those details.
Oh, your husband's lucky. I'm not so lucky. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. My wife will kill me. She'll kill me. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, you gave me the gross one. All right, here it goes. I eat my boogers. What? Seriously? Like, do you enjoy it? Is it like something that is
Are they
um
salty or
maybe
what
lemon
is?
fresh. You're sticking something up it. Maybe some teriyaki sauce up there. I don't know. That's weird.
Well,
Who?
so I
What?
feel like kids do that, right? Like, did you just
Yeah.
never mature past 4 or? But I
I
remember
never.
my aunt told me about a booger wall that she had whenever she was a little girl.
As I'm drinking, day. Come on. All right. All right.
She
A
would
booger
pick her
wall.
nose and wipe it on the wall. And so by the
Mm.
time, like years later, it was just like this big clustered booger wall.
Oh. Oh my God. They could go rock climbing on it. Like
Yeah.
textured climbing. Oh.
That's how
Oh.
they get their
Ugh.
exercise. Just rock climb the booger wall.
That's just disgusting. That's
It's really
nasty.
gross.
All right, go ahead. Go to the next one. We got to move off boogers. That's almost as bad as poop.
Yeah. So, confessing this now, I would climb the kitchen counters and spoon eat the baby formula on the top shelf. I didn't have a baby sibling, nor did my parents care for any more children at that time. Not sure what I was actually eating.
What the hell? Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. So, I mean, now now curious minds want to know, how old were you? You know what I mean? How old were you?
Yeah.
And hold on a minute. If there was baby formula, but you didn't have a baby sibling, so why did you have? I think that's half the thing. I guess it might not have been
It
baby
feels
formula.
like maybe this was like cream of wheat or some shit like that. Like maybe you thought it was baby formula. You're still living, clearly, because you wrote in to us, so it wasn't anything poisonous.
Maybe it was cocaine. It's a hell of a drug.
Oh,
Hell of a
yeah.
drug.
They were
Oh
like,
my
man,
Lord.
these toddlers, this kid's like running off the walls here.
I know. It's like, can you imagine? So like, holy crap! Like, what? Seriously? Like, who? I don't even want to know. Like, unless it was leftover. Maybe it was leftover from when they were a kid, and then it was, a baby. That's a possibility.
Yeah, you know what? I just pulled spices out of my cabinet that was from like 2012. So it's very possible that they just left it in there for a certain number of years. Yeah.
Listen.
Don't come to my house and eat dinner if you don't want 2012 dill on your salmon.
I found food and coupons from 1912 in my mother's house, so don't feel bad. Maybe not 1912, but it was old. From at least from the 60s and the 70s. The food not that old, but there were wrappers and stuff. I don't want to get into this, but it was bad, Day. It was bad.
I'm one of those people that loves to like find shit in walls, I mean, not necessarily in my pantry, but in the walls. I think it's cool. Like my old house, we renovated and I put a magazine in there from the year that we were renovating because I was like, won't it be cool if in 50 years somebody opens this up and it's like Kim Kardashian's pregnant with her 3rd child or whatever was the title at the time.
So what? Something really, really weird. I don't know if you knew this, but the older houses and the older homes, and I just learned this not too long ago. They inside the medicine cabinet in the bathrooms, there was a little slot, and what that little slot was for was when people needed to discard their razors from shaving, they'd put it in that little slot. But there was nowhere to hold it. It just went, and in a lot of older houses, you might not know it unless you had to break in there, but there are hundreds of razor blades, just sitting in the walls, just all over the place.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
shoot.
You can look it up. It's a real deal, and it's pretty nutty. And then other places, like in certain apartment buildings, there was, and I think it was the movie, it might have been Candyman or something like that, where somebody came in through the mirror in the bathroom, and then they came in and they killed the person.
Yeah.
So what do you call it? Was that Candyman or
I think it was Candyman.
I think it was. Well, in certain buildings that were made, the mirror goes to another apartment. So because the way things were just like, built. So right behind that mirror, there's no no wall. It's just you open it up and you're in somebody else's apartment. The way they built them then. It was the weirdest thing. So I've seen stuff like that. You never know in some of these houses because back when they did it differently than the way they do it now. So Anyway, let's move along. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I have a ball-busting fetish. I want to get kicked in the balls by an attractive lady. Well, Dayna, I think that you've got a new job. There we go. I think you can make good money, and you could sell your feet pics, too, to the same person, I'm sure.
Line them up. I will kick you in your balls, no problem.
There you go. Make that money, girl. Making money. Yeah, no. We were talking about foot fetish and like people buying socks, and half the time they're from guys, from socks and underwear, and they think they're from women, but they're actually from guys sitting and wearing it and getting all up in, but
Dude,
and then they snip them like, okay, look, if that's your kink, that's cool, but understand, it's probably not a woman's panties that you're sniffing or their socks. You know
I have to remind my kids that, like, hey, whenever you're online and there's like a kid talking to you and they're like, oh, this is so fun. So where do you live? And remember that that's not a kid, probably. That's a 40-year-old dude that wants to like come and lick your face. So can you? So don't give any information out there.
Oh, little lick your face. They want to lick your face. All right.
That's another fetish people have.
Wow. Getting kicked in the balls by an attractive lady. Here's the thing. You know what's funny? Any pro wrestling fans that are out there, and I know this is out there, so I'm not breaking any rules of being quiet about things and keeping things hush hush. But what do you call it? A wrestler that's out there, Tony Atlas, and he's an icon in the industry. A matter of fact, he was tag team partners with The Rock's father. So what do you call it? For a long, long time, he was tag team champions with WWE, I believe. And he has a foot fetish where he likes to have pretty women wear high heels and walk on him and step on his face and everything. He just loves it. And he's one of the sweetest, coolest, down to earth guys. That's just his kink. He likes it. He enjoys it. We've seen it in locker rooms, and I know he's talked about it in a lot of things. So yeah. But what do you call it? What a great guy. Absolutely doll. And I haven't seen him in a minute. Hopefully, I'll catch up with him soon. You can walk on his face.
Yeah. What's interesting to me is people have these fetishes where they like to be put into pain. Like they want somebody to hurt, like dominatrix style. They want somebody to whip them. They want somebody to make them feel small. They want somebody. What about like the baby one where people like wear fucking diapers and drink bottles and shit like that? And there's some weird fetishes out there. But you know what? I guess I can't really judge because I don't know like what kind of psyche goes on behind all of that.
It's just the weird. That's just weird. And I look again. I am with you. You know, kink is kink, and whatever gets you off, gets you off. I mean, the baby thing is just a little wild. You know what I mean? It is just a little wild.
Or the furries.
The furries now, and I know a couple of furries. Not by choice. I'm sorry if you're a furry. Listen, I respect you, but it's just people have a wrong idea about furries in general. It's not all and always what you might think the furry parties are.
Yeah.
But what do you call it? But at the end of the day, it's still a little strange. But we're gonna leave it at that for right now because that's not what kind of show this is.
Yeah. You do you, boo. You do you.
Let's see. What do you call it? Oh, you're next. There we go. Go ahead.
I
Go
am
to the
up.
next one.
I put a dent in the hood of my dad's truck when I hit a sign in a parking lot. I went out earlier the next day, bought a hood deflector to hide it. He thought I was just trying to make the truck look better.
Wow. Kudos to you. I'm impressed.
We've done that. I mean, have you dented cars whenever you were a teenager? You're first learning to drive, you do something stupid?
I've done plenty of stupid things in my time, Dayna. And I can tell you firsthand, I'm sure I will do many more stupid things in my time, Dayna.
Absolutely.
But you know, like, that's funny. So I'm sure they've never told anybody about that either. That's probably something that has been sitting and eating away at them, like eating their soul. Like,
Yeah.
and then like, you know, a couple of years later, you know, maybe the deflector came off and all of a sudden the dentist then, somebody must have hit the car with a shopping cart or something, and like, sons of bitches, and when really you're the sons of bitch.
But by then the car's like, 10 years old and nobody gives a shit anymore.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm with that. You know, listen, I get it. and I'm proud of you that you got away with it.
Dude,
That's
so
something I could be proud about.
whenever I was 17 or so, I was driving home from work and I was just breaking up with a boy and I was very sad and I was crying a lot. And
You had the sads.
yes, I did. I had the sads.
Oh.
And I got to a red light, but I was like in the middle of crying, so I didn't see the car in front of me. And I slammed on my brakes and I went, whew. And I went, oh, thank God I didn't hit them. And so I didn't hit them.
Oh, you didn't hit them? Okay.
I didn't hit them, no, but I pulled up next to them as I was driving and I went, sorry, because you could see that they were like scared because I was coming up so fast behind them. And so I said, sorry, and I waved at them and I kept going. Well, I see them like racing down the street after me, but I had taken the exit and they didn't see it, so they went straight. And then I got home and realized that, yes, I motherfucking did hit them. There was a big dent on the front of my car, and I just looked at these fucking people and waved and said, sorry.
Oh, no. Really? They thought you hit and ran.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And I thought that the me slamming on my brakes was what jerked me forward. Didn't even realize that I hit the car in front of me.
So
I'm sure the statute of limitation is up on that, right?
yeah, I think. Hold on. So did they? So they never found you. They never. Wow.
No, but my ass lived in fear for like years after that somebody was going to show up on my doorstep and be like, "You hit my car. We're taking you to jail."
That's some funny shit right there. That's wow. Wow. All right. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Shame on you, Dayna. Shame on you.
I know. I was a very special teenager.
You were probably just, again, thinking about the boy, and
I was very emotional.
Oh, well, it is what it is. Times like that, kind of get the better of us. Boom! I hit the car. You told me you didn't hit the car 2 seconds before you told me you did.
I had to lay up the story for you. You had to make it hit harder.
All right, I got you. Well, technically, you did hit it hard.
I know.
All right. So let's see. All right. I'm very much into couple swap, but haven't told my husband yet. You what? Really? That's interesting. Okay. So do you want advice or do you want me to make fun of you? What do you want me to do?
Yeah. I feel like, so what it sounds like to me, and maybe you see it a different way, but it sounds like to me that she's been with her husband. She hasn't done anything yet, but she wants to. Mm-hmm. Is that what it sounds like to you too?
I think so. I think that's what it sounds like. It could go another way. It could, because if you're very much into it, that means that, you could be saying that you've been doing it, but technically you could only be doing where you're jumping in on something else and not necessarily doing it with your significant other. So it could go either way. First and foremost, doing something like that without having a conversation with your significant other is not right. You shouldn't be cheating. You shouldn't be doing things like that. I do not condone that. What do you call it? But, if you two have the conversation and you feel that that's something that you guys want to do, well, you know what? Go for it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you not to do it if it's something that's everybody condones, I mean.
Right, yeah.
That's just, listen, I as somebody who has had my fair share of not swapping or anything, I don't do that. I'm not into that. But fair share of, being with multiple partners and so forth at the same time and, doing different things in different places over my years and years and years of being in entertainment, like I could tell you stories. I won't, but I could tell you stories. Well, I'll tell you separately if you want to know, but not here. But essentially, I understand. I understand if you have a need to go and do something, but if that's the case and you decided to settle down with somebody, if that's not something they're interested in, now you have a dilemma on your hands. You can either, proceed and do something anyway, and, then that's it. Or you can call it off, or you can just decide not to do it and kind of let that fade away. But that's up to you. Your thoughts, Day?
I feel like if you have the conversation, because I feel like so many people get afraid of actually having the conversation, and that's where the lying and the cheating and all of that stuff comes in.
Right.
I've found in my experience that actually having an honest conversation with somebody can be like surprisingly therapeutic and can also go your way sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta ask. Maybe he's like, all right, fine, I understand that this is something that you need in your life. Maybe he's not. Only one way you're gonna find out, and that's by having the conversation.
That's true. And look, maybe you're going to get a little kinky. I don't know. That's up to you, people. That's all up to you. You get as freaky as you want, people. As long as we hear about it afterwards, I'm good.
Yep, bring back tea parties.
Bring it here. We need to sip that tea. I'm going to double fist that jammy right there. I want to know all about it.
You come in the door, you put your keys in the bowl, we'll set them down, and then you can tell us about it after.
We are your gurus right here, Dayna and Brim. We're your gurus of all things that are dirty and secret, something like that. Okay, you're next.
This one says, when I was 7, I set my bathroom on fire by closing a lit candle in a drawer. My parents blamed my older brother, and I didn't fess up.
Ouch. Oh, man. Now the question is, see, this is, I love these. But they're not going on about it. What happened? We want to know what happened afterwards. Like, did the house burn down? Did you just burn up the dresser? Or the drawer, whatever it was? Oh, it was the bathroom. So the one that, did you blow up, did you burn the whole dresser? Did you burn yourself? I mean, like, what happened? Did your older brother get his ass handed to him? Like, shit kicked out of him? I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I don't want to know. I need to know. What about you, Day? Do you need to know? I think you need
I need to know, absolutely.
So I'm talking about.
I will tell you, though, I have an experience where, man, you're learning a lot about me today, Brim.
Dayna.
When I was a little girl, I was just learning how to, like, write names and stuff like that, and I carved my sister's name into a dresser, and my dad found it, and of course, went to her, and she got spanked for it. And she was going, it wasn't me, it was Dayna. And he was like, why would Dayna carve your name into a dresser?
Oh, man.
So I let my sister get her ass beat for something that I did. And I did not fess up to it until years and years later that I was like, yeah, that was me.
Did you tell your parents or did you tell your sister?
Well, she already knew.
Aha, asshole! I got you. That's all the times that you smacked me while mom and dad weren't looking.
Yep.
Mess with me, I'm gonna mess with you. That's what you should.
Is that
see?
Sibling rivalry?
Like, if you watch Friends, you know what that is.
Yes.
All right, next up, let's see. I got my degree in psychology and wanted to be a therapist, but my first job was assisting with a teen substance abuse group. And since I was the only male staff person, I was in charge of drug testing the male teens and sending in their samples. Well, this one punk always tested clean, and I knew he was using. Since I occasionally partook in the devil's lettuce myself, after one of these piss tests, unbeknownst to him, I poured out a sample and pissed in his cup. Lo and behold, he tested dirty. That is some foul shit right there. Wow. Oh, my Lord. See, something like that will get your ass sent to prison.
Yeah.
That you can't do things like that. I mean, I think it's pretty damn funny, but at the end of the day, like, you know, wow, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was very curious after reading this one because I've never heard of the devil's lettuce before. So I was like, what the fuck is the devil's lettuce? I was thinking like heroin, crack. I was thinking all of these big, huge drugs. The devil's lettuce is weed.
So it wasn't too bad. I mean, I don't partake, but, you know, plenty of people do. And
yeah, it's not really something that I do. It just makes me sleepy and makes me want to throw up. However, I'm like, weed is not bad. Like, this poor kid tested dirty for weed. I mean, he's talking about this kid like he's like some terrible human being, like this punk ass kid. And in the meantime, he was probably just a teen that was fucking hitting a doobie.
I don't know. Maybe he was banging his wife. I don't know. It might have been the case.
There's more to the story.
There might have been more to the story. Maybe that he didn't want to put in there. He was like, well, he was tapping my wife's ass while I was out. And, you know, every time she would go to, all right, let's not go any further. We're just, all right, the next one. You got this one.
Yes. Oh, we already talked about this one a little bit. Yeah.
Oh.
I have a foot fetish. I love women with beautiful feet. When I see a woman with sandals or open-toe heels, the first thing I do is look at her feet.
See, there you go. But no, let me ask you a question, Day. As a beautiful woman yourself, would you prefer people to look you at your feet, or would you prefer them to look at your chest?
I mean, I paid for these puppies, so I really want people to look at those. The feet were free, so...
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I need to get my money's worth.
Say no more. Say no more. Technically, I would be looking into your eyes rather than your feet or your chest, respectfully. But, hey, now I know where to tell people. Listen, when you meet my co-host, Dayna, don't look at her eyes, don't look at her feet. Just make sure you look at her breasts. They're beautiful. They were made just for you to look at.
Exactly.
That's
a lot of work and money went into these. No, I am not a huge fan of feet myself.
Okay.
Like with my boyfriends and stuff like that, I'm always like, ooh, don't touch me with your feet. Please get your fucking feet off of me. Like, get your feet away from me.
You hate my feet. You totally hate my feet.
Yeah.
My feet are the worst. I feel bad for my wife. That's how bad my feet are. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
My husband is the first person that put his feet on me that didn't make me want to gag. And I was like, he's the one. It's him.
That's why you married him. I can deal with your feet. We're good. We're good. It's all right. Yep. Listen, when I make my way out there, you're out here. You can't see my feet because you will never want to work with me again. You'd be like, Brim, I love you, bro, but those feet, they gots to go.
But put some socks on, will ya?
Put some socks on. But I want to be cool. I don't want to have all hot feet and the LA freaking heat and San Diego heat. Anyway, all right, let me see. We have time for some more, right? A little bit of time?
Yep. We'll do two more. You do one and I'll do one.
Okay, sounds good. When I was 16, I lost my virginity to my sister's best friend. Okay. She has denied it happened since it happened. 11 years later, my best friend married my sister's best friend. I tried to come clean with him, but he didn't want to hear it. So I guess it's not a secret, but it seems to be ignored. Interesting. Okay, so technically it isn't a secret because it's out there. You've told people about it. I mean, when I was younger, I'll be honest, like I didn't lose my virginity to one of my stepsister's friends, but I kind of had my way with many of them. And which sounds awful to say, but I was hot when I was younger. Not so much now, but when I was younger, I was a good-looking guy. But so I can see that happening. You know what I mean? And then what do you call it? So his best friend married the sister's best friend who he slept with, and you told him like. I guess you should be honest with it, but you should have been honest with him before they were getting married to begin with. Now, you know what I mean? Like before they even got together, I should say. Be like, hey, if you're considering getting with XYZ, well, you know what? Well, we kind of did things. Some people are cool with that stuff. Not me, sister. No.
Well, see, I'm more in the camp of like what happened 11 years ago happened 11 years ago. It has nothing to do with what's going on now. Like, my husband will sometimes tell me, and not that I'm a big fan of it. I don't want to hear about a sexual conquest from before me. However, there are times when he'll be like, oh my God, dude, there was this girl. Oh, I remember. He was at a bar, and there was a girl that was doing some sort of show, like a go-go show or something like that. And he was like, and she kept looking at me, and I couldn't remember. And then I was like, oh yeah, I slept with her. And I thought that was hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah, stuff like that doesn't bother me. If it's like from way long ago, I have a past. I slept with people. He had a past. He slept with people. Now we're together. Past is the past.
Yeah, I'm a little bit different. I'm really bad with that. I'm really bad with that. I really am. I'm a jealous guy by nature. So what do you call it? That's just the way I am. So I really don't like to know anything about it, and I don't want to. I mean, we've talked about it in the past.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, but it's not something that I'm like, all right, let's talk about it and bring it up and discuss. No, she's perfectly fine bringing up my exes that I actually had relationships with.
Right. Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you broke that poor girl's heart, and I'm like, what are you talking about? What poor girl? She's like, You know who I'm talking about. I said, no, I don't know who you're what do you mean? She's like, because you were with that girl and you were like banging like 15 other girls at the same time. I know what you did. And that was just mean. Poor girl had a broken heart. Oh, this good looking guy is sitting and I think he's great, but then he cheated on me with like 15 other girls. Oh, what the hell are you talking? I said, well, I'm not cheating on you, so shut your mouth and leave me alone. But I wasn't married. So,
Yeah.
I have the ring. That's
Yep.
it. That's my chastity belt right there.
Well, what do they say? It's
Come
you
off
get
if you're gonna
the
piss me off, though.
engagement ring, the wedding ring, and the suffering.
Nah, you know what? I'm almost 20 years with Danielle, and I love her to death. And what do you go? So that's a positive. So again, you live, you learn. As many people as I had been with prior, it's like you learn what you like, and you learn, who you want to be with. And is anybody perfect? No. But at the end of the day, she's perfect for me, and I was happy, about making that decision. And you had the same type of
Yeah,
situation.
absolutely. Yeah.
So sometimes you make mistakes, and that's what they are. They're
Yep.
mistakes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just like in business, failure is part of the recipe for success. So, kissing a bunch of toads and frogs, all right, eventually will
Mm-hmm.
get you your
Yeah.
prince or princess. And that's the end of the story.
It's just like practice. Practice makes perfect.
And then you hook up with a co-host like me, and I completely destroy everything there was. and our spouses are like, "What the hell are you doing on this show? What are you speaking about? You talking about sex and stuff? Why? What are you talking about?" No,
Because it's fucking fun. That's why.
Yay! It's fun. It's fun. It's like Eddie Murphy's. That's fun. It's fun. Hercules. All right, we got time for one more, right?
One more here.
All right, do it up, girl.
I got drunk with my wife's bestie and her husband. She gave me a subtle hand job in the hot tub with both of our spouses present.
See, now, here's the thing. Like, we've been having the same conversation over and over again. Maybe we should just, Day, you and I need to do this. Moving forward, we've got to take our own personal, thoughts about cheating and so forth out of our minds. We have to stop, because we're just going to come up to a pit stop every single time we get something like this. And we don't want people to think we're judging them. I think, I think that, listen, first of all, here's my first question. Follow me on this, Day. And I might be wrong. One, how the hell do you know that it was her and not your wife doing it? That's one. Two, how do you know it wasn't him and neither of the women doing it? Right? Okay. Three, you let it happen, so you're just as guilty. Four, what do you call it? At the end of the day, well, maybe they were trying to start something up, and maybe, just maybe, one of them is the one who wrote the thing up above that we discussed earlier, and maybe the two of you guys were ready to go and get it on. I don't know.
We're
But what are
couple
your
swapping.
thoughts?
Swapping. I feel like it's real ballsy to do that in front of
Technically.
your.
Technically.
It is literally ballsy in that hot tub.
That's what I'm talking about, sister. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but to do that while your significant others are right there, I feel like you need an adrenaline rush or something. Like, go skydiving. You don't need to get a hand job in the hot tub.
But it's funny. It's like yo, and we did this, and then, whoa. Okay, all right, yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
But you don't know where the hell it's coming. How do you know it wasn't somebody's feet from across the hot tub?
We're just going to roll all of the fetishes and the stories, the swapping, all into one. It's all in this hot tub now.
It all works together. It's all there. It's craziness, I tell you. Craziness. But I don't know. I think that's about all the time we have. Am I right?
That is, yeah. Guys, make sure you are giving us your dirty little secrets. You go to thedirtylittlesecretsclub.com and submit them there. And then we're on YouTube. So go there. You can subscribe and like it there. Go to Apple. That's where you can rate and review. We love those. And we generally just like to be complimented. So if you could just, go onto social media, shoot us a message, let you know what you think. We love that stuff.
Absolutely. Remember, people, rate, review, subscribe, and mash that subscribe button. And please do the thing that we ask you to do. The number one rule of the Dirty Little Secrets Club is, Dayna?
Tell everyone about the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
You sound so sexy when you say it. Say it again. Say it again.
Hey, tell everyone about the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
One more time, just for those in the back.
The first rule of the Dirty Little Secrets Club is tell everyone about the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
That's what I'm talking about, girlfriend. Listen, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you again next week.
You think we want something from you, you got another thing coming.